Ladies and gentlemen, friends, it is an absolute privilege to be with you today. You know, I get asked to speak in all sorts of rooms, boardrooms, sales conferences, school auditoriums, and in every single one, I see the same thing in people's eyes, a deep, burning desire, a desire not just for success, not just for money, but for something far more valuable, something that currency can't buy, but that character can certainly earn. That thing is respect. Now, I've traveled this great big world of ours, from the skyscrapers of New York to the bustling markets of the Middle East, from the quiet temples of the East to the vibrant cities right here in America, and in my travels, I've observed a curious thing. I've seen a profound and universal respect afforded to people of a particular faith, to our Muslim brothers and sisters, and people often ask me, Zig, why is that? What is it about them that commands such esteem? Well, I'm here to tell you today that it isn't a mystery, it's not some secret handshake or a hidden code, it's something far more powerful, and it's something every single one of us in this room can learn from and apply to our own lives, right here, right now. You see, the world doesn't respect Muslims because they all wear a certain type of clothing, or because they all speak one language. Goodness, no. The world respects them because of their unshakable commitment to a foundation of principles that are the very bedrock of a successful and meaningful life, principles that I've been teaching for over 50 years, and the most powerful of these principles, the one that shines like a beacon, is an idea they call amana. Now, that might be a new word for you. You might stumble over it a bit, but you already know its meaning deep in your soul. Amana means sacred trust. It means reliability. It means that your word is your bond. It means that when you are entrusted with something, anything, from a secret to a business deal to the heart of another person, you guard it with your very life. Isn't that beautiful? Let me tell you a story. I was in Dearborn, Michigan, a number of years back, speaking to a wonderful, diverse group of business owners. After my talk, a young man named Ahmed approached me. He had a quiet confidence about him, a firm handshake, and he looked me right in the eye. He thanked me for my talk and said, "Mr. Ziglar, everything you said about the fundamentals of success is what my father taught me from the Quran and the example of our Prophet Muhammad." Ziglar, he thanked me for my talk and said, "He taught me that the greatest asset a man has is his integrity." Well, you could have knocked me over with a feather. He invited me to his small textile business the next day. I went, and what I saw was a master class in amana in action. He showed me a fabric, a beautiful silk, that had a nearly invisible flaw in it. His supplier hadn't even noticed it. He could have easily sold it at full price, and no customer would have ever been the wiser. But what did Ahmed do? He set that entire batch aside. He had a separate rack in his store with a sign that said, "Honest value, slightly imperfect." He sold it at a fraction of the cost, clearly explaining the flaw to every customer. I asked him, "Son, doesn't that hurt your profit margin?" He smiled at me, that same calm, confident smile, and he said, "Mr. Ziglar, my profit on that silk is smaller, but my trust account with my customers, it's overflowing. They know that when they buy from me, they are getting the absolute truth." They tell their friends. In the long run, this amana is my most profitable business strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, that young man wasn't just running a business, he was building a legacy. He understood that you can get everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want, and what people want more than anything is to be able to trust. This amana isn't just for business, it's woven into the very fabric of their daily lives. I remember seeing a Muslim taxi driver in Chicago. He found a wallet in the back of his cab. It was stuffed with cash, credit cards, and an airline ticket for a flight that very afternoon. Now, this man wasn't wealthy, he had a family to feed, but did he even hesitate? Not for a single second. He looked at the driver's license, and he drove 30 minutes out of his way, losing precious fares, to return that wallet to a terrified young woman who was about to miss her flight to see her sick mother. She tried to give him a reward, a couple of $100. You know what he said? He said, "I cannot take it. To return what is lost is my duty." It is an amana. He saw that wallet not as a windfall, but as a sacred trust. That, my friends, is character in action, and the world sees that, the world respects that, because in a world where you can be anything, choosing to be a person of trust, a person of your word, is the most powerful statement you can make. But amana is just one piece of the puzzle. There's another principle they have, a principle of radical discipline, that the world sees and admires. It's called salah, their practice of prayer. Now, I'm not here to talk about theology. I'm here to talk about performance. I'm here to talk about habits. And let me tell you, what I've observed is one of the most powerful demonstrations of discipline and time management I have ever seen. 5 times a day, no matter where they are, in an office, at an airport, in a park, they stop. They disengage from the world of commerce, from the distractions of life, and they recenter themselves. They realign with their core values. They practice gratitude and humility. Think about that from a performance standpoint. This is a built-in system to prevent burnout. It's a forced pause from the rat race to remember what truly matters. It's a constant recalibration of their moral and spiritual compass. I was consulting for a tech firm in Silicon Valley, and the CEO, a brilliant but perpetually stressed young man, was on the verge of burning out his entire team. The atmosphere was pure chaos. Then I noticed one of his lead engineers, a soft-spoken man named Ibrahim. While everyone else was running around like chickens with their heads cut off, frantically putting out fires, Ibrahim had an incredible, unshakable calm about him. In the middle of a particularly heated afternoon, with a major deadline looming, I saw Ibrahim get up, go to a quiet, empty conference room, and pray. For about 10 minutes, he was completely disconnected. When he came back, he didn't just return to his desk. He returned with a clarity and focus that was astounding. He immediately identified the core problem that had been eluding the team for hours and laid out a simple, 3-step solution. The CEO pulled me aside later and said, "Zig, I don't know what Ibrahim's got, but I want my whole team to have it." I told him, he's got discipline. He's got a system that regularly defrags his mental hard drive. He's not just working hard, he's working smart from a place of peace. That, my friends, is a competitive advantage the world can't help but respect. It's a discipline that leads to profound inner peace, and that inner peace radiates outward, creating confidence and earning respect. And then, there is the principle of compassion, of zakat and sadaqah, the obligatory and voluntary charity. The Muslim community has one of the most effective, systematic private welfare systems in the world. It is baked into their financial structure. If you have wealth above a certain threshold, you must give a portion of it to those in need. They don't see it as the government's job, they see it as their personal, religious responsibility to take care of the poor, the orphan, the widow, the wayfarer. It is amana applied to wealth. Your money is not entirely your own, it is a trust from God, and a portion of it belongs to those who have less. I've seen soup kitchens run by mosques that feed the hungry of all faiths, no questions asked. I've seen Muslim doctors offer free clinics on weekends. I've seen communities rally around a family who has lost a breadwinner, ensuring they never lose their home or their dignity. The world sees this radical generosity. The world respects this profound sense of community. It speaks to a fundamental truth, that we are all in this together. So, when you put it all together, what do you have? You have a people guided by amana, a sacred trust that makes them reliable and honest. You have a people fortified by salah, a discipline that gives them clarity and inner peace. You have a people empowered by zakat, a compassion that builds community and cares for the vulnerable. These aren't just Muslim values, these are universal values of success. These are the very same principles I've been teaching for decades. The world doesn't respect Muslims because they are different. The world respects them when they are actively living these universal principles that we all instinctively know to be true. The world respects character in action. So, the question for you today is not, do I respect Muslims? The question is, how can I build these same pillars of respect in my own life? How can you become a person of amana? Can your spouse, your children, your business partners trust you with their dreams, their fears, Their finances are your word and your handshake absolutely binding. How can you build the discipline of Salah? Where in your day can you build in pauses for gratitude, for recentering, for aligning your actions with your core values? Can you turn away from the noise to listen to the quiet voice of your conscience? How can you practice the compassion of zakat? Is your wealth just for you, or is it a tool to help others? How can you, today, leave your corner of the world better than you found it? My friends, you see, the powerful reason the world respects our Muslim brothers and sisters is not a secret, it's a choice. It's the choice to live a life of integrity, discipline, and service, and that is a choice available to every single one of us, regardless of our faith, our background, or our station in life. So I challenge you today, make that choice, embody these principles, be the person that others can trust without reservation, be the person of calm, focused discipline, be the person of radical, generous compassion, because when you do that, you won't just earn the respect of the world, you will have earned your own self-respect, and that, my friends, is the foundation upon which all success in business, in family, and in life is built. God bless you, and thank you. Zakat, is your wealth just for you, or is it a tool to help others? How can you, today, leave your corner of the world better than you found it? My friends, you see, the powerful reason the world respects our Muslim brothers and sisters is not a secret, it's a choice. It's the choice to live a life of integrity, discipline, and service, and that is a choice available to every single one of us, regardless of our faith, our background, or our station in life. So I challenge you today, make that choice, embody these principles, be the person that others can trust without reservation, be the person of calm, focused discipline, be the person of radical, generous compassion, because when you do that, you won't just earn the respect of the world, you will have earned your own self-respect, and that, my friends, is the foundation upon which all success in business, in family, and in life is built. God bless you, and thank you.